All right, go ahead, Donnelly.
Hey guys, I'm so excited you're here tonight, and I'm excited that I get to talk to you about gut health. So, our company is focused on gut health. So, when I started as a nurse many years ago, I had no idea what that meant. And over the years, I've learned so much about how to really help people heal from the root. So, like my sister said, I am a nurse by trade, but now I am with Plexus full time. So, let's dive in. So, as a gut health company, we're microbiome focused. And what that means is that the microbiome includes all of the viruses, the bacteria, and the fungi that you have living in your body. And I know that can sound really overwhelming, but all of these little bugs do really, really, really important jobs in our body, and they help us to feel good. So some of them are good bacteria and viruses and fungi, and they're beneficial, and some are dangerous. So we're learning more and more every day how important they are as a whole. And as a gut health focused company, we know that the gut is even more complex than we previously thought. We know that it has a huge impact on the whole body health. So a healthy gut helps to contribute to a thriving and strong immune system, which we know is really important these days. A healthy heart. It's really important for your brain health. There is a very clear link now between the gut and the brain. So you might have actually felt this sometime when you have a gut feeling, or maybe you start getting nervous about something and then your stomach starts feeling upset. That is actually your gut and your brain that is connected. Having a healthy gut improves your mood, helps you sleep, and helps also for you to have effective digestion. And all of this, if you have a healthy gut, they've actually found that it can help to prevent some cancers and help to alleviate or even remove your risk of autoimmune diseases. So gut health describes the function and the balance of all of the gut in your, or all of the bacteria in your gastrointestinal tract. So each organ has its own, what we call microbiome, but I'm going to talk to you about the gut microbiome. So organs such as the esophagus, the stomach, and the intestines. All of these work together to make sure that we eat our food and we digest it, and that we actually absorb the nutrients that we are getting, the vitamins and the minerals, the fats. We need all of these to have a thriving and strong body and mind. So the microbiome, so your bacteria and your viruses and your fungi in your body, it's 90% of who you are. We actually have more of that than human cells in our body. We have trillions and trillions of microbial cells, which have, like I said, very important functions. So our microbiome, like I said, is everything throughout our body. And what we like to do at Plexus is to provide healthy, beneficial bacteria so that you can thrive for your mind, for your gut, so that we know that you're absorbing the right nutrients. So those good bacteria are called probiotics. And there's also something called prebiotics. And prebiotics can come from foods, they can come from supplements, and that feeds the bacteria, the good bacteria. And that's what you want to do so that it can thrive. So we know that by having the right amount of good bacteria in your body, it's going to help you to have effective digestion, help you absorb your nutrients, help you have a strong immune system, help you have balanced blood sugars, and also help you just feel better, have like good moods, have a normal thriving metabolism, because we know, and I'm sure you have felt it before, with certain foods you eat, you feel really sluggish afterwards. Well, we know now that there's a certain bacteria that helps your metabolism stay up, right? So we want our metabolism to be going after we eat, so that it's burning that stored fat and we're getting the energy that we need. And then lastly, I want to cover a few things that you might not know about how to know if your gut is healthy. So some signs of poor gut health include bloating, constipation, diarrhea, allergies, food sensitivities, having issues with your mood, so depression, anxiety, anger, inability to lose weight, like we were just talking about, having a slow metabolism, mood swings, eczema, any different types of skin issues, acne, blood sugar issues, autoimmune issues, fatigue, headaches, and poor concentration and focus. So these are some of the signs of having an unhealthy gut, so an unhealthy gut microbiome. And we know that it is so important for you to feel your best. So Laura is going to be talking to you now about what that looks like when that gut microbiome, the integrity is gone and you start feeling bad. This is called leaky gut syndrome. Go ahead, Laura.
Thanks, Annalie, so much. Yes. So, there are so many chronic conditions out there in the world. There are so many autoimmune issues. And honestly, until I would say 2010, 2012, no one really knew what that was. No one knew what it came from. No one knew what was causing it. A lot of times, in my background as in the ER, people would come in and they would say, I have this flare up, or I have this abdominal issue, or I have this, happening. And all we could really do was give them something to cover up the symptoms, right? If they had a flare up of something, we would give them a steroid to suppress it. If they had joint issues or excess inflammation in their body, we would give them some type of anti-inflammatory to suppress it. But we were never really healing the body. They were never really, educating on probiotics or what diet does or why they were even feeling this way until the latest research that came around 2012, 2013 came out with leaky guts. And everyone's like, what is leaky gut? And honestly, there are still more Western based physicians that don't even look at leaky gut. So some of your doctors might be like, oh no, just get on a steroid, right? Or, oh no, just take some ibuprofen. But we all know that's just a Band-Aid. So I know for me as a nurse, I went into this profession because I wanted to do good. I wanted to heal people. I wanted to help people. And when I saw that we were just over prescribing medication and just really covering up symptoms, I knew there was a better way. So that's when I turned to research and found this amazing company called Plexus, who was and is still the leading company for gut health and really rebalancing and healing the gut so that you can feel your best. So what is leaky gut syndrome? So Donnelly kind of went over why the gut health is so important, but what happens when you start feeling bad? Like, what is happening in your body? So leaky gut is also known as what's called intestinal permeability, okay? And this is a condition where that small intestine becomes damaged, and it does so because it's a result of certain undigested food particles or maybe toxic waste particles, yeast overgrowth, bacteria overgrowth that actually breaks through the intestinal wall and it goes into your bloodstream. So it's now reached, honestly, like an epidemic level in not just America, but in the world. And it's really related mostly to poor food choices, certain medications, and then there's a bacterial or a yeast imbalance in your gut. So most people that eat just a normal diet and have, just normal like symptoms that we think are normal, maybe anxiety, maybe, those 2 p.m. crash naps, maybe just chronic headaches that we have lived with for so long. And we think, this is just my normal. Well, it's not your normal. It's a sign that you have or you're starting to get what's called leaky gut syndrome. And there are certain toxins that are leaking through your intestinal wall into that bloodstream. So the lining of the intestines, it's a barrier, and it normally allows just healthy, undigested, particles to stay out of that barrier so that digested food, fats, proteins, starches, stuff that actually gives you energy that your body can use, it allows those good things to kind of come through the bloodstream. But what happens when you have that hole that is usually like this, but now it's like this, right? So now food can get in. It allows those substances to pass through. Okay, so there's several different ways of, food transportation and nutrient, transport. We won't get into all of that, but what we don't want is the bad stuff to get in, right? We don't want those joints and those junctions to become loose and irritated, because that is when you're going to have havoc. So when it does become irritated, right, and those junctions loosen, what happens is it's seen by your body as an immune system response. Okay, so your body looks at that and says, hey, this is foreign. Like, we don't usually have this type of stuff in our bloodstream. What is going on? Like, what is going on? And that is what triggers an antibody reaction. And if you think of, a lot of people just think of it as like a food, like a sensitivity or maybe an allergic reaction when you get that antibody response, but actually it can happen for anything that the body says, hey, this is foreign, what is going on? Okay, so when that intestinal lining becomes further damaged, and if you think of, your gut health is really, really from when you were born, right? When you are born, that's when you establish that gut health. And by the time you're probably age 2, 3, you probably have been on some type of antibiotic, especially if you are, you're in your 30s or older. That was just what they did. If you had an ear infection, antibiotic, right? If you have something going on, antibiotic. So we all know that antibiotics are great for certain bad bacteria, but we also know that we shouldn't take them just because number one, we don't want to get our body just so used to them that they don't work anymore, but it also depletes our gut health for good bacteria that we need it to thrive. So from an early age to now, you have done damage and damage and damage on your gut health. So by the time it gets further damaged and those bigger holes start developing in your gut, certain things start happening. And that's when a lot of times people get irritable bowel syndrome. They start getting, different skin breakouts. And it's just because those toxins are passing through and alerting your body. So the immune system is alerted, antibodies are released. And when that irritation is caused, that's when inflammation goes throughout the entire body. So some of the signs that you have when you have too much inflammation in your body, number one is you can see it, right? You can see it. There's puffiness going on. Joint pain. Joint pain is a huge trigger that you have some type of inflammatory response going on. And then an autoimmune issue. So when those particles and those toxins float through your bloodstream and they target one area of your body, that is when an autoimmune issue arises, okay? So some of just the common autoimmune responses, there's over 140 autoimmune issues out there right now. Celiac disease is also a thing that's caused by leaky gut, Crohn's disease, environmental illnesses, such as like tick-borne illnesses, which leaky gut doesn't cause that, but it can make it even more aggressive because your body already has so much inflammation storing. Any type of skin issues, skin is your largest organ, so it's really, really going to try to detoxify what's going on. So you're gonna see eczema, psoriasis, sometimes just hives if it's more of a local reaction, acne, allergies. Seasonal allergies are usually flared up more for those that have a histamine response already going on in their body. Ulcerative colitis, chronic fatigue syndrome, any type of food allergies. A lot of times people that have dairy, egg allergies, gluten, like I said, rheumatoid arthritis is a really, really big one that's being triggered right now and really linked to some type of autoimmune issue going on. Another thing is thyroid issues, right? Unless you have something where you actually have to surgically get that removed. A lot of times people that have alternate levels of their thyroid hormones, it's being linked to an autoimmune issue. So so just some other signs, if you're not feeling that, is a lot of times it's just chronic fatigue. Chronic fatigue, those that just can't lose weight, like my sister said, and those that just have irritable mood. Mood is another thing that is really triggered by some type of chronic condition going on in the body. So I love that Plexus is looking at that, looking at the new science that's going on, looking at the body as a whole and not just covering up, what they see, right? We can only do so much when you walk into the ER, but when you look at the body as a whole and you're really structured on preventative health, you can see that, this is a bigger picture, and the gut plays an important role in all aspects of your body, from your hair, your skin, your nails, your joints, your mood, whatever you want to do, your gut has to be treated and protected. So I'm going to turn it over to Tiffany Weaver, and she's going to share why Plexus is such a great company to look into, partner with, and really start with that lifestyle change. Tiffany?
Hey guys, I'm so excited to be on here. I really love sharing my experience and why Plexus, simply because I was a huge skeptic when I first started. I was honestly offended when I saw my friend sharing, because I was working in the mental health profession, and she started sharing about this link between gut health and anxiety. And I was like, wait a minute, whoa, 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 no, like I was never taught about this. No one had ever told me this before, but I was struggling really, really hard with anxiety myself. I had postpartum anxiety and depression that continued long after my baby was born. And so I was actually pregnant with my second when I saw her sharing that. And I remember thinking, oh my gosh, like, does this get worse after my second is born? Because I had a whole slew of things and I thought they were all unrelated. I had high blood pressure, I had anxiety, depression. I was either running to the bathroom or not going enough. I thought I was lactose intolerant. I mean, I had so many things. I thought I was just falling apart in my 20s. I just thought that was normal. I had a kid. That's mom life. You just fall apart. So I thought that was normal. And then when she started sharing about it, I was like, there's no way. So it was drilled in me in school to look at peer-reviewed articles. If you've ever been in college, you have to cite your sources and all those things. So I knew how to find stuff that was legit. So I got online and I started looking, and I was blown away at how many different peer-reviewed scientific journals had talked about the connection between gut health and anxiety and depression and all of those other things. And it was like this huge light bulb moment for me where I was like, this is the connection. Like this makes all of the other puzzle pieces in my health issues make sense. And I was really overweight. I was gaining weight rapidly, even though I was dieting. That was another issue that I was having. But quite honestly, my weight was not even at the top of my priority list. I just wanted to wake up and not feel miserable. Like that was my whole goal. I didn't care what size pants I was wearing. I just wanted to wake up and feel like a good mom, feel like the yes mom, feel like I wasn't just really cheating my kids, because that's really how I felt at that point. And I was cheating myself out of great experiences with them. And so I remembered thinking, okay, I did take a probiotic at one point. Apparently at some point it registered with me that maybe something was up with my gut, but I didn't connect it to all the other things. So I went to Walmart and I got a probiotic. I don't even know what it was, but I was like, that didn't help me. So when she was sharing about gut health, I was like, well, what makes this any different? Like what, because I took a probiotic from Walmart, like maybe that wasn't my answer. And so I started researching Plexus, and I was completely blown away that it was no wonder my probiotic didn't work at Walmart, because they're not all made the same. And sometimes we assume that our multivitamin and our probiotic that we get at Walmart is just as good, and that it's just overpriced when we try to go to another company. But I want to talk to you about 2 P's in Plexus that are super, super important that make our products different. The first one is that they are pure. One of the things we hear people say most often is they want to make sure what they're putting in their body is safe, which is completely understandable. And Plexus has a standard that they have to follow and even raise the bar. So actually there's actually like European standards that are even higher than the US. And so Plexus strives to do even better than that. There are different third-party clinical trials to make sure that what we say the products do, they're doing, to make sure there's no contaminants in them. Because you sure as heck, when you're using plant-based products, you don't want to be using things with pesticides and things that are genetically modified that are going to further hurt your body. So it's really important that Plexus makes sure that our products are pure. And the second thing is potency. And that's often what people miss when they're using things from Walmart or whatever, the local drugstore. They're just not potent. So you want them to be in a form that your body can use them, right? Because if not, you're just going to pee them out, and there's no point in that. And you want to make sure that it's the right blend of ingredients, and it's put together in a way like our probiotic. And Shay will talk all about our products in just a minute, but you want to make sure that the probiotic is releasing in your body at the right time. I mean, all these things that you don't even realize are really, really, really important. And so Plexus just ups the game. We're the premier gut health company for a reason. So if you've ever used those store brand probiotics and you're like, I just don't know, trust me, it's different, but you have to see for yourself. So I'm going to pass it over to Shay, and she's going to go in depth a little bit more about some of our favorite products and how they work.
Can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me? Okay. My husband's been doing craziness down here and it's all over the place. So, okay, I am going to, before I say anything, oh my gosh, how lucky are we that we have a team just overflowing at the seams of healthcare professionals. If you are looking to join this team, you are in the right place. You are about to join a company and a team specifically that is going to catapult you forward with knowledge and wellness information that will just blow your mind. Okay, so I'm going to talk about the Triplex combo. This is our most popular combination of companion products, not because it's trendy and fun, but because these address the three pillars of health that are inside of our bodies that the majority of other supplements are not addressing. So the three pillars that we have are gut health and blood sugar regulation, hormone balance, microbiome, and inflammation. So all of these things are in tandem, taking over the body, controlling everything, has a hand in. It is the root function of every other system that goes on in the body. I have a paper here because I'm squirrely sometimes. Okay, so the three products specific to the Triplex combo is Slim, which is the pink drink that you see everybody have in the bottles. We have Probio 5 and we have BioCleanse. So we have two types of Slim. We have a microbiome. You'll see it on the website, Slim MA. That's the small packet. And then we have Slim Hunger Control. The Hunger Control is a blood orange lemon lime flavor. And the microbiome, the Slim MA, is a watermelon, lemon, raspberry flavor. Now, they do two different things, but they both deal with blood sugar regulation. Let's talk about blood sugar regulation really fast. A lot of people go, I'm not diabetic, this doesn't apply to me. Let me tell you, blood sugar regulation plays a huge role in basically every other function in the body. If your blood sugars are spiking and dropping all day long, nothing else can really function properly. The hormones are directly connected to that. And you know, if you know nothing else, you understand that hormones really what fires everything in the body, stops processes, starts processes, helps things continue, all of those kind of things. So it'll actually cause your organs to fatigue if you are raising and dropping constantly all during the day. And when we are waking up and not eating a healthy diet out of the Garden of Eden, and I know I am not, I live the 80-20 lifestyle, our blood sugars are dropping and rising. And so this is going to help you with that. It's got multiple ingredients in it that I could literally go on for days. But we have a lot to get to. So the Hunger Control in particular has soluble fiber in it. And the reason that it says Hunger Control is because my husband's going, look at the camera, look at the camera. The reason that it says Hunger Control is because it has soluble fiber in it, which expands so that your body can not fill up with water, but so that it fills up with water and it digests slower so that you feel fuller longer. And then the Slim MA actually has prebiotics in it. Those are the things that kind of prep the scene, pre meaning before, for the bacterias, biotics meaning bacterias. So that's good for gut health, good gut flora, good balance, metabolism, all of those kind of things. Probio 5, this one right here. I've got it in these little capsules here. This is an incredible probiotic. This is one of the best on the markets, and I didn't come to that conclusion. My doctor came to this conclusion and actually told me this is the product that she thinks every single person should be on. And the reason for that is because there's two specific things that Probio 5 does that hardly any other probiotic on the market does. This contains chitinase, and it's an ingredient that's an antifungal, and it goes in and breaks down yeast overgrowth. The majority of other probiotics are just going to throw a bunch of billions of CFUs, culture forming units, at these bacteria, at our gut. And while that's great, if you're not addressing that film from yeast overgrowth that's formed around the colon, it doesn't really do a lot of good long term. We want to get to the root of the problem. We want to break down that film so that our colon can be absorbing nutrients and vitamins, those trace minerals, all of the above. It needs to be a clean environment. And then also ours is freeze dried. A lot of other probiotics on the market go into the refrigerator, and as soon as it reaches room temperature, they begin to die and they have a very short lifespan. So ours is freeze dried, which means 100% of everything in the capsule is going to go straight to your colon, which is where you want it, right? BioCleanse. This is an amazing product that is so underestimated. A lot of people say, I'm already on a magnesium supplement, I don't need this. I'm already on Metamucil, I'm already using a laxative. This is not like that. This is completely different. BioCleanse actually uses magnesium, and it's actually not regular magnesium. It's magnesium ascorbate. Am I saying that right, Laura? Ascorbate. It's an oxygenated form of magnesium, which I didn't know this until last week, that they use 2 different chemical compounds that when put together actually create this bioavailable form of magnesium. It's one of the cleanest ones that you can get, one of the best magnesium supplements you can get because it's easily absorbed. It also helps with clearing the digestive tract and energizing all of your organs. It kind of restores that energy. So your body feels really great, you're clean, you're cleansed. It's not stripping your colon like a laxative would do. It's going in and it's creating an alkaline environment for your body to really thrive and flourish. And the last thing that I'm gonna talk about is Vital Biome. The happy pills. These are an awesome probiotic. So these 2, everybody says, why in the world do you have 2 probiotics? That doesn't make any sense, right? So probiotics are actually different strains of probiotics. Probio5 has 5 strains of probiotics that address yeast overgrowth and gut health. And the Vital Biome has strains in it that addresses the master cells of serotonin and dopamine that are created in the colon. So your master cells for your serotonin and dopamine are what keeps you happy, keeps you satisfied, that feeling of wellness in your body. Those master cells have to be supported with good probiotics that are going to keep it balanced in the way that it helps you thrive and flourish. And that's what Vital Biome does. It helps you stay relaxed, less stressed overall. It's a fantastic product. Okay. I'm going to pass it over to Laura Neighbor, who's going to share her testimony. Go ahead, Laura.
Hey guys, can you hear me? Are we good?
Yeah.
All right. So, oh my goodness, my story with Plexus is literally, if you think of a tree growing up and then branching out in all of those beautiful leaves in a tree, is literally all of the amazing things that have happened to me and my body since I started Plexus. But I am really going to try to keep this kind of nice and short. So early on, I would say that I was really unhealthy. I'm going to be honest with you and share that cheesy gordita crunches at Taco Bell was my favorite late night snack after I got done waiting tables. So I knew what healthy was. You know what I mean? We all know what healthy is. But when it really comes down to it, there's so much more we can always learn. I'm pretty unhealthy, met my husband, got pregnant, literally 8 for 2. And when I say literally 8 for 2, I mean, y'all, the amount of food I consumed. 3 o'clock every day when I was pregnant, chocolate every day. And I was like, oh, you know, the baby just loves chocolate. So fast forward towards the end of my pregnancy, guys, I put on around 75 pounds with my pregnancy. And I was already a little overweight anyway. And everybody said, oh, the weight will come off in a year. Just breastfeed, just do your thing. The weight will come off. Well, I'm kind of an older mom. So I'm actually 43 and I have a 7-year-old. So I had my daughter in my mid-30s. And little did I know that hereditary was taking hold as well. And my metabolism was slowing, but it was also because it was super unhealthy. And about a year after, I noted like the weight did not go anywhere. It just wouldn't go. And I was trying all the things. I was walking, I was running, I was meal prepping salads, I was eating lean protein. And do you remember that Insanity program? It has the perfect name. It's Insanity. It's horrible, you guys. Do that at 4:30 in the morning when you're tired and you have a newborn or an infant. It's even worse. So, but literally like nothing was budging. And the funny thing was, is I had put on all this weight with my kiddo, and I didn't even realize how much weight I had put on. But the one thing I did know is I was tired. I was exhausted. I felt terrible. I had skin issues, digestive issues, all of those things. And, you know, I saw my friend online, and she had a kiddo that was the same age as mine, about 1.5. And she was running on the treadmill at midnight. And she was talking about these products. I had no idea what gut health was or any of that was. But what I did know was she had a ton of energy, and I needed that. Because at this point, maternity leave was over. I was working full time. I had a very tiny baby at home that all she did was scream. And so, you know, life is hard. You know, when you're a new mom and all of that, like, life is hard, especially when you're older, at least for me. So I got in touch with her, and I ordered my products. And I'm going to be 1,000% honest with you that I could not afford my products. I put them on a credit card. I did not tell my husband. And so I immediately went and talked to my mother, my in-laws, and I signed up my husband and didn't tell him, and got my products paid for. So once my husband found out, I can say, oh, well, they were free. Like, you can't get mad. Anyway, but guys, let me tell you this, like 7 days in, I started sleeping better. And that was the biggest monumental difference I didn't even realize how poorly I was sleeping until I started sleeping through the night for the first time in years. And things just, you know how like bad things snowball? Good things can snowball too. So I started craving better food, and I started wanting to move my body again. And I started wanting to do all of these healthy things. I'm going to be 1,000% honest with you that I've never liked fruit my whole entire life. Never liked it. I just ate a Granny Smith apple and strawberries for dinner, and it was amazing. Like, that was just, that was my thing. So keep fast forwarding, you guys. I was so unhealthy that the beautiful thing about Plexus is it doesn't matter where you start. If you stick with it, it's going to help you, period. It took me 6 months to really start losing the weight because I had to learn about nutrition, but I wanted to, like, my body wanted these things, right? I'm so thankful I didn't quit, because guess who's 80 pounds lighter and healthy? My psoriasis is gone. My acne is gone. Oh my goodness, my face just kind of used to look terrible. I will tell you that with my hereditary thyroid issues, everyone in my family has them. It just is what it is. You guys, my hair has grown back. Our collagen is incredible. My hair has grown in. I don't have bald spots. I have eyelashes and eyebrows. Guys, the gut truly does touch every single part of your body. It's incredible what it can do. And I am so thankful that I went into it just wanting a little bit of energy and came out of it just a completely different person. You guys, I do CrossFit now. Check that out. Like, I run, I have the energy to do all the things. I outlast even my 7-year-old. And I'm just so, so grateful for this company. And I could literally talk for 3 hours about how incredible all the things are that have happened over the last 6 years, but I won't. Anyway, I'm always available if anybody has any questions about my story and the things that have happened. And I love, love, love to share. So I am going to turn it over to Laura.
Thank you so much, Laura. It's just amazing hearing those stories, right? I know for me as a nurse, I didn't hear those stories. I just sent people home or upstairs to be admitted into the hospital, right? We don't get to hear those preventative health stories. And that's what these products did for Laura Neighbor, right? Like they were helping and healing her body. So you heard, thyroid, her hair was able to grow back. Her skin's better. She lost 80 pounds, you guys. And this is over 6 months. So that's one last thing I want to touch on real quick. What sets Plexus apart a little bit more, we are a lifestyle company, okay? We are not, you take our products for 2 weeks or 30 days and everything is cured. Think about how old you are right now, okay? So I'm 34, right? So my body has built its foundation of yeast overgrowth, right? Bad bacteria, maybe some skin issues, multiple pregnancies, everything I have been going through for 34 years, bad food, energy drinks, and I feel like I'm pretty healthy. That can't be fixed in 2 weeks, 2 months, 6 months, maybe even a year, right? So think about any bad thing that you have done to your body, McDonald's drive-thru, secret car eating donuts, that all adds up. So when we commit to a lifestyle change, we commit. And what's great with Plexus is it is an amazing community that gives you accountability, gives you amazing perks depending on if you are a customer or an ambassador. We are here to support the whole body and the whole wellness lifestyle change. And it all starts with the foundation of your guts. And then we have add-on products, right? We have amazing omegas, we have amazing collagen, like you heard Laura Neighbors share, amazing skincare, vitamins, energy stuff that products that are directed just for weight loss. But again, you're not going to lose the weight if your body is not balanced, and that starts with the gut. Okay, so I know some people are like, I just want the weight loss stuff. You might lose it, but if your gut's not healthy and we can't absorb those nutrients and increase that metabolism and get that inflammation and that yeast off your body, it's going to come back. And that is why a lot of times people are like, I tried this and I had amazing results and it all came back. Or I tried Weight Watchers and I was on a meal plan and it all came back. It's because they were not addressing the foundation of your entire body, which is your gut health. So I am happy to be partnered with Plexus. I know several people on this call. How many do we have? 60, over 60 are happy to be partnered with Plexus, and we are here to welcome you and support you in any health changes that you are looking for and give you more information about gut health. So make sure you get with the person that invited you. Make sure if you're on our customer support page called Clearly Wellness on Facebook that you ask any questions that you might have. So make sure that you are on the right products for your health results. And last thing, which is amazing with Plexus, is they give you a 6-day money back on each product you try for the first time. I don't know any other company that says, hey, try my products for this time period. And if you don't like them, if you don't have the results, you could just have your money back. I mean, try to walk into Walmart or Target or Whole Foods or GNC with an empty bottle and say, it didn't work for me, I want my money back. They would probably laugh at you. They would be like, who is this? And you're like, oh, it's not Plexus. I should have went with Plexus. But we want to make sure that you are on the right products for your health goals, right? If you walk into the doctor's office and you have blood pressure issues, they're going to put you on a medicine. They're going to reevaluate you in about a month. If your levels don't change and your blood pressure doesn't change, they're going to increase your dose, decrease your dose, or they're going to switch your medication, right? Because not one person is on the same medication or supplements or diet, or they have hormonal issues or exercise plans. Every single person is different, and Plexus sees that again as a whole body, and they want to make sure that you are on a combo of products that works for you and your health goals. So they look at that and they say, you know what? You tried this product for one time, you didn't like it, so you have 60 days to return it for that full refund, and then you can apply it to a next product, right? And you can find the combo of products, we have 24 products, that fits you and your health goals. So we don't want to take your money from you. We want to make sure that you are on the right products for you and that you have amazing results, that you can have a healthy and happy lifestyle. So thank you so much for tuning in. We won't keep you. If you jumped on late, ask the person that invited you, or if you are already on the team, make sure you watch the replay that will be coming, and we will get the recording out to you guys. Bye. Have a good night.